Hey guys, Delta here, and I'm back with my commentary for Week 2 of the Real Commentator March Madness, Season 2, Year 2, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to change things up. We got some Uncharted 3 gameplay, and I'm going to tell you a bit of a story this time on how YouTube and commentating has helped me outside in the real world. Now, I'm sure most of you have had to do public speaking in school. You know, some years it got thrown out the window for, a poetry unit or something like that, Honestly, I preferred that because I hated public speaking. I had terrible stage fright, and I had a stuttering issue when I would get nervous, like really bad stuttering issue. And if you listen to my commentaries, especially when I was just starting out, you would have known that I still had this issue. It came into my commentaries, and I still do occasionally stutter. So, it was my first year at a new school, and my first time ever doing public speaking. This was grade 3, I was 8 years old, and I decided to do a speech on the Vancouver Canucks, my favorite hockey team. Because, come on, grade 3, what do? You do, like, your favorite hockey team, your favorite TV show, your favorite toy, your favorite Pokemon, something like that, right? So, I have this speech, and I get up in front of the class, and I get about 2 sentences into this, and no, it's just not gonna work. I literally just run off to the other side of the room with, like, this carpeted area where they got the bookshelves with all the toys and the books and all the various things. And I literally just broke down crying. I really could not do it. I was up there and I was terrified. So, really bad stage fright. And it's slowly improved over the next few years. I was actually able to get up in front of the class and do the speech. But a lot of these years that the public speaking unit was dropped for, whatever else. And I'd just be sitting there every time I found out. It's like, yes! I got the fist pump going. I'm so excited. It's like, I don't care if it's a poetry unit that we have to do instead. I don't have to get up in front of the class and, talk for 5 minutes. So, I avoided it for the most part until grade 10. And this is the first year that we got an option to do a rant. And I thought, hey, that'd be good, a rant. Get the emotions flowing, and I'd be able to do this. And, being the hockey fan that I am, and Vancouver Canucks fan, well, come on, face it, Canucks fans, we have an inferiority complex. So I decided to do a rant on the refs, and I had a reason to do a rant on the refs, because they had been terrible in the last bunch of games. And I was furious as I kind of wrote out the speech, and this was also the first time I decided to do the speech just doing point form, bullet point on the cards, and then trying to read from that like they always tell you to, instead of, having the actual speech printed off. And that was a huge mistake. That was a massive mistake. I get up there in front of my, I had a smaller class this year, maybe 20 people. And standing there, sweat in my back. I can feel the sweat. I'm nervous, and I just go monotone. This is a rant, and I'm getting lost in my speech. I don't really know the point I'm making. I've forgotten a couple things here. I've forgotten some names of the refs I want to single out, and I'm just kind of pausing, trying to think, and I'm like monotone, like, the NHL referees are, they're really bad, and it was terrible. It was awful, and if you listen to some of my my earlier commentaries, I was really similar to that, and I had my stuttering issues. Hell, my first, real commentary type thing, which was a Modern Warfare 2 glitch video, I, literally in the first 6 words I was stuttering. I'm like, hey, Delta Canuckian here, and this is a Modern Warfare 2 glitch video. It was really weird. So, that, that was where things came in. So that was grade 10. That was probably early November, late October of grade 10, so 2009. And then at the end of 2009 is when I first started doing YouTube. Like, literally the end of 2009. It was December 31st, 2009. That I started working on a website called GameWalkThru and its adjacent YouTube channel. And my first videos were filmed with a little, like, Canon or Nikon point-and-shoot camera stacked up on, like, I don't know, a couple feet of books up on a table, curtains closed, lights, all the lights in the house off, no one in the house but me, and I've got it, like, literally perfectly centered around the TV. And I film all the hidden intel and Hellgas symbols in Killzone 2 and, you know, do some commentary over it saying, okay, this is where this is, and that made the channel fairly popular. That got really good views. The videos are no longer up, sadly, but, you know, and hell, the quality was really good. The video quality was pretty damn good for, you know, a little point-and-shoot camera. But, you know, I still had kind of these stuttering issues. I was still kind of monotone. And as I've, you know, gone forward with YouTube and gotten more used to it, I've, you know, if you've been following me for a while, you know, I've gotten so much better, you know, you know, you can hear different tones in my voice, more emotion, stuff like that. And the stuttering has become so much less. And that, you know, that I noticed that was helping me just speaking to other people in real life. I was having, you know, wasn't having these stuttering problems that I'm kind of having right now. I kind of pause for stuff. But it was nowhere near as bad as it once was. So that was pretty cool. And then English 11, you know, I'm going in there hoping no public speaking, no public speaking. And of course, we get public speaking. Alright, so I'm kind of pissed. But I actually had something I was interested in to talk about this time. A few months earlier, when I was still in grade 10 in a Planning 10 course, we saw a CBC report on violent video games. And it was all around the story of this kid in Ontario who had run away from home after his parents took his Xbox away. He was addicted to Call of Duty 4, and a few weeks later, he turned up dead. Now, they tried to demonize the developers, the publishers, the ESRB, Game Battles. But, okay, how did... And they're basically trying to say that the video games killed him. I'm sorry, this kid climbed a tree and fell. That is how he died. That is not a video game's fault. That is the stupid parents' fault. So, I was ready to lose it in front of this class. Because this report was so biased. And I ended up doing my speech as basically a rebuttal to this report. And I have the speech, and I might do it as a commentary. It needs some updating. But I do this speech, and I honestly had to do half an hour of research, because so much of it could just be backed up by my personal experience and opinion, and I could discredit everything the CBC said with very little thought. And I did, and for whatever reason, whether it was just that I had some interest in it, or whether, you know, this whole commentating thing has helped me out, I had very little nerves up there. I got up and, like, when I sat down, I kind of felt, you know, the sweat in the small of my back, but other than that, like, almost no stuttering, and I just pulled it off perfectly, and I got, I think, a 48.5 out of 50, the second highest mark in the class, and it was an awesome day, and I'm almost at the end of this commentary, so, this gameplay. So that is basically how YouTube and commentating has made me a better speaker, and there's so many different things. So drop a like, comment, favorite, whatever you want. That is my commentary for week 2 of the Real Commentator March Madness. I'll see you guys next time.